taking a look here at a system that has already passed its way on through, is making its way on out of here, but we can continue to see a bit of that shower action as we go through the day. In fact, if we'll take a current look here at our area, look at there, some snow showers, mainly around Ely, but all across the international border, we're seeing a bit of that snow right now. Not really accumulating, a little too warm at the surface, but some snow will continue to be possible for today. But the attention is going to really start shifting as we head along the south shore here, where we can see some lake enhancement thanks to that northerly flow over the relatively warmer waters of Lake Superior. But it mostly looks like it's going to be some rain, but we can also see some snow if the temperatures do drop enough as we head forward. And as we start to go into our Saturday, we're going to see that cloud cover start to pick back on up. I think we'll still get a bit of sunshine, but we also might see a few stray showers make their way through as well. And once we start heading into Sunday, this is where we start seeing those showers make their way back in. So across the Northland, some isolated to scattered showers once we get into our Sunday. And along the South Shore, once again, this is where we're going to have some lake effect snow bands start to develop. And we're going to look more into that snow totals because you'll notice that most of us are going to stay pretty minimal. Maybe some spots getting close to an inch in northern Minnesota, but outside that, probably around half an inch. Most of that's probably not going to even accumulate until we start getting into the weekend. But look at here along the South Shore, because of that lake enhancement, we could see some snow totals exceed an inch. In fact, it's showing here that Ironwood's getting up to 5 inches or more. So quite a bit of snow thanks to lake enhancement can occur. In fact, if we come and look from the Weather Prediction Center here, notice that we do have up to a 40% chance of seeing 4 inches or more on Sunday. That includes also into Ontonagon County, and there's a pretty good area here, at least seeing a 10% chance that extends from all the way from Ashland County across the entirety of the UP. So it looks like along the South Shore, we can see quite a bit of lake effect snow. So that's something exciting, especially if you're around Ironwood. We can finally see a bit of that snow to really bring in the colder season. And we definitely would need anything we can get, because even though we're getting to that time of year where we're not really going to be seeing too much precipitation, we do have up to a severe drought around the Twin Ports heading along the I-35 corridor. Unfortunately, this is the area we're likely not going to be seeing too much precipitation over the coming days, but we hopefully do get a bit as we go forward, because we've been pretty dry over the past month or two, along with pretty mild with those temperatures. So anything we get to help with the drought conditions will definitely be welcome. And if we're looking here at our temperature forecast, this system is going to bring in more than just a bit of snow. It's really going to haul down some cold air out of Canada behind that cold front. And thanks to another system that's going to be off to our west, a bit of a clipper, we're going to continue to see those colder temperatures stick around through the weekend and even as we head into the start of this coming week. We get a closer look here. Highs today are going to be coming this morning. They're going to be into the 30s in northern Minnesota and to the low 40s in northwest Wisconsin. So the temperatures you're seeing right now this morning are likely to be the high temperatures we will be seeing today. And as we start to head forward, look at the overnight temperatures dropping to the teens and low 20s for much of the Northland. And the lows are going to be staying that way through the weekend. And then as we get into the weekend, high temperatures on Saturday around and not below freezing for much of the Northland. And it's going to be a similar case for Sunday. And on Sunday, more of us are likely to be staying below freezing. It looks like they'll be the coldest of those days. So it is going to be really chilly as we start to head moving forward. And it's really going to feel cold thanks to those winds. Now, these northerly winds we're going to start seeing today is what's bringing down that colder air. They're going to be pretty blustery, gusting up to 20 miles per hour. Quite a bit stronger over Lake Superior, which is why we have a gale warning in place. And we can see some pretty good wave action with some areas around the Apostle Islands getting over 5 feet, even stronger as you head further east into the lake. And then after a bit of a calmer Saturday, though, the northerly breeze will be sticking around. The winds are going to start picking right back up as we start heading into our Sunday, where we can see the gusts getting actually over 30 miles per hour at times. And this is our wind chill forecast, because when you have those cold temperatures with those winds, we can see the wind chill dipping into the low teens and even single digits, maybe a bit more, because I think some temperatures might even drop into the single digits. So really overall going to be quite cold this weekend. Not extraordinary cold, not record breaking, but I mean, it's been such a mild fall. We haven't seen this cold in quite a long time. And even though we're going to have this cold air sticking around through the weekend, it's going to start moving on out of here as we begin the next week. So by the time we get into, especially around Tuesday, Wednesday, we're going to be back to seeing more of those mild temperatures. In fact, for Veterans Day, we're looking at 40s for those highs, so going to be pretty comfortable outside compared to the chilly weekend that is ahead of us. And it's going to be pretty dry to start off the week. We're going to have pretty good amount of sunshine to start off on Monday, but we will still have some chances for precipitation coming in Tuesday and Wednesday. Some rain, some snow, all will be possible, and it is going to be pretty minimal. But if you are in the Arrowhead or heading into the UP, as of right now, looks like that's where we have the best shot of seeing a bit of that precipitation. But we'll have to keep an eye on that because right now it looks like overall still going to be staying pretty minimal. So looking at our 7-day forecast, as I've been talking about for the show, it probably sounds like a broken record. It is going to be quite a chilly weekend ahead of us, so be ready for that. And we're also going to see a bit of snow chances as well before we start to mild up heading into next week.